Hey guys, so I'm just an hour before I board for my flight. But before that, I got a lot of questions about Petron. People are alarmed why Petron stock is down. Should you be scared? What should you do? What should be your action if you own the stock? If you're trading, should you actually buy? This video is dedicated for that before I take off for my flight to Manila. Check this video out. So Petron's stock price dropped. It's at 6.75 pesos per share now. To all those who are worried or scared that there's a lot of fear going through your mind right now, all of this price movement, this large drops, is pretty much triggered by sentiment. It's triggered by Bloom replacing Petron as part of the PSEi. So now you have to understand this. Every time a stock gets removed from the PSEi, there's a lot of funds tracking the PSEi that will have to sell. They'll have to sell down Petron to buy Bloom in order for them to track and follow the index to its score. So from a funda standpoint, it doesn't really change any of the fundamentals of Petron. It's just basically price action which pushes the stock price down because of the selling that's happening. And you also have to remember that because of this, there is a notion that it's out of the index. People also want to get out of stocks that are not part of the index anymore. So all of the price movement that you're seeing is basically that. Now let's look at the technicals. Looking at the technicals, you will see this. The technicals is showing that for the past 2 days, you had two large red movements, of course, large candles. This is brought about from a context perspective. This is pretty much because of the news already. This is news triggered. But if you move past that, one thing's for sure, that it failed to hold the 7.45 support level. So something that fails to hold the support is something that you must consider, that you must sell as well. So the movement downward today could have been prevented if you own the stock, if you sold after it failed to hold the 7.45 level. But for those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, you see that number one, even the MACD is already showing you a signal to stay away from it. Actually, even if I zoom out, this entire portion, this entire area over here, which coincides to this area where all of the moving averages are also denoting that it's bearish. For those who know our kumpul strategy, those who attended our sessions, you know what I'm talking about. You know what to do when our moving averages moves this way. You know what you're supposed to do. At that point in time, at that junction, MACD, moving averages, and everything else in between is showing us to stay away from the stock. So why am I saying this, and why is this significant? Why is this important? Regardless if there was news about Petron, somewhere September, October, you're supposed to stay away from the stock. Why am I saying this? Because the chart discounts everything. Regardless of the news, regardless of it being in the index or out of the index, the chart is telling us to stay away as of this point in time. Because really, at the end of the day, there's no signal to buy. There's nothing telling us to buy. So the bearish signal came September to October this year to stay away from the stock. If you want to add more layers so that all of the moving averages are also bearish since that point in time, then to add insult to injury, it failed to hold the 7.45 support level. Now, let's try to zoom out to see where could the possible landing spot be. You have to remember, every time a support is broken, it will try to find the next support level, and the next support level is at 6.6. So Petron will try to challenge the 6.6 level. If it hits that, bounces off of that. By the way, I'll interlace our RSI. So it's now oversold as of this point in time. RSI is now oversold, meaning because of the sell down here, you will see that, hey, it got sold at a very, very fast point in time. Now, you can use our RSI technique should it bounce from the support level, and you know where to buy and to sell. To those who attended our sessions, you know what to do. But anyway, if 6.6 does not hold, the next big drop could bring it to around 5 pesos per share, which is from this context, so medyo malalim na rin, especially for those who are trading the stock. And your goal here while it's falling, no, it's not to buy the stock while it's falling. Your goal is to stay away from it to follow your conviction and just come in later when it starts to bounce and rebound. From position trading standpoint though, all parameters are telling us to stay away. Now, just to clarify something, I said a while ago that I don't want to buy, nothing has changed in the fundamentals, but for those who've been following me and my style in investing, we're not supposed to buy companies and stocks also that don't have predictable earnings, that the earnings are not increasing and moving up, because if you do that, sayang, you get to lose your advantage. The goal, if you want to be an investor, so let me tell you this, if you're an investor, you could have avoided Petron to begin with. Why? Because at the end of the day, Petron, it wasn't so good also. The fundamentals were showing us that the earnings were not consistent, and you have to remember this, anything that's pegged to oil, if oil is down, Petron gets affected. Oil is up, Petron also gets affected. That's why my technique, if I'm an investor, I just look for companies that I know I can predict regardless of what oil is, or they have such a strong brand that whatever happens, people will go to them. So that's it from a news perspective, that's it from a tech perspective, and that's it from a fundamental perspective. So I hope this video gives you insight, gives you the right knowledge on how you can trade the markets, and I hope that it updates you as well. I've been making videos like crazy, but I know it's been educating a lot of people, and I'm just gonna keep on doing this because I know it's the right thing, and I know that 5, 10, 20 years from now, it's something that this is siguro my legacy also, that I create the framework that the next generation of Filipinos will be better investors, the next generation will be richer because they know how to invest. So that's it for now. Marvin Germo, just a few hours before I board for my flight back to the Philippines. I'm currently at the Oryx Lounge. For me, what's interesting about Qatar is the airport here is amazing. They have one of the best airports in the world. Of course, there are other nice airports as well, but I just love this place. It's really, really, really nice, and I'll be back fourth quarter of the year here in Qatar for another version of Stock Smart. So I hope this video helps you. Trade well, trade strong, trade smart. Marvin Germo from Hamad Airport. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.